Welcome to episode 18 of our series on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. As you know, there are thousands of surnames in these regions. So to make our task more manageable, we're focusing on pre-Civil War surnames. That's because after the Civil War and the Industrial Revolution, thousands more names were added to the mix. So each of the family names we'll examine today was requested by members in our YouTube community. Please note that I discuss surnames in the order that I received them. I really do appreciate the opportunity to serve as a resource for you, and I appreciate your patience as I make my way through the hundreds of names still on our list. In case you missed the previous video, I'll post a link to it in the description. So, today on The Vantage Point, we'll be talking about the origins and meanings of 10 common and not so common Appalachian and Southern surnames. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. Number 1, Couch. I must first give a shout out to some Kentucky friends with the surname Couch. One of the first students that I helped to earn a doctorate was a Couch. If you're a college sports fan, you may remember the name Tim Couch. He played quarterback for Kentucky and spent 5 years in the NFL. Like my student, Tim is from southeastern Kentucky. You're probably not going to be shocked to learn that the name Couch was first given to a person who worked in upholstery. They put covers on couches. Couch has a Norman origin. That's not too surprising because the Normans came to dominate the landed aristocracy in England. Not everyone living on the landscape in 12th century England could afford the services of an upholsterer. Nope, they sure couldn't. I couldn't locate Couch among the more common surnames any place besides England, so I think we're safe in calling Couch an Anglo-Norman surname. Number 2, Keys. The S on the end of Keys tells us that the first person to be called Keys was the son of a person named Key. Harrison tells us that Key is a Celtic name, but according to him, it's not from the more typical Celtic lands of Ireland, Wales, or Scotland. Harrison claims that Key was the name of a Cornish saint. It could be a contraction of McKee, but I don't know. I believe McClysick gives a better background on the name when spelled with the Y-E-S. He calls it an English surname that was sometimes used as an alternate form of Casey. While I can't be 100% certain, there's a good chance that our form of Keys came from Ireland or Cornwall. You might be interested to know that Cornwall is just across the southern Irish Sea from Ireland. Number 3, Bailey. Bailey is one of those old Anglo-French names that became popular throughout Great Britain and Ireland, and there's a good reason for that diffusion. The name was introduced into the Isles by the Normans. It was an occupational name for one who worked as a bailiff. So wherever there was a court and jail time to be served, one could find a bailiff or two carrying out the court's sentences. I think you would need a paper trail, though, to locate the origin of your specific line of Bailey. With that stated, though, Ireland is a great place to start because the surname has been popular there since the 1400s, although it's not so common in Connacht. Number 4, Miller. Just as Bailey started its existence as an occupational name, we could say the same about Miller. The surname originally applied to an Englishman who ground corn for a living. Miller, as with Bailey, didn't stay in England. McClysick points out that Miller is an English name. It's especially common in County Antrim, Down, and Derry. In other words, Miller came to Ireland during the plantation movement of the 17th century. Black claims that every village in Scotland employed a miller to grind crops, so miller is quite common across the Bonnie land. I think it would be necessary to follow a paper trail again to locate the origin of your specific line of miller. Number 5, Culbertson. It's another surname of Teutonic Anglo-Norman origin. It means the son of Culbert, but what did Culbert mean? Harrison says it means bright ship. While it appears in surname encyclopedias, it's shown as an alternate spelling of Colbert. In Ireland, Colbert is an alternate spelling of Achlabert. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'll put it up here for you to take a look at. Number 6, Macarthur. I must admit Harrison offers little help regarding the origin of Macarthur. He correctly says that the surname means the son of Arthur. Duh. What's lacking is his claim that it's of Celtic origin. You might be thinking, why is that a problem then? Doesn't Celtic mean Irish? Well, it could, but Celtic could also be Breton, Cornish, Scottish, Manx, Irish, or Welsh. Thanks to Edward McClysick, though, I believe we can safely call Macarthur a Scottish surname. It has a presence in Ireland, but is distinct from the pre-Norman surname Arthur. In Scotland, the clan Macarthur rose to great prominence for having supported Robert the Bruce in the Scottish War of Independence. Interestingly, Robert Bell does not include Macarthur as an Ulster surname, so I think we're safe in calling Macarthur a Scottish name. Number 7, Shin or Sheen. A name that begins with SH, CH, or SCH can create confusion when researching them. They have the same sh sound, so we're somewhat at the mercy of whoever wrote the name down on paper the first time. Shin or Sheen, according to Harrison, is an English name and is a weak alternative to Sheen as in Martin Sheen. It means bright or sunny, as in her hair has a nice sheen to it. Sheen isn't found in the surname books for Ireland or Scotland, and it's not among the more common names in Wales. That pretty much leaves England as a source for Sheen in either form. Number 8, Lovell. The EL tells us right off the bat that this is a Norman French surname. Its meaning is a bit confusing though. It became a common dog's name like Rover, but it wasn't Rover, it was Lovell. Later research showed that its use for the name Rover was well deserved. That's because early on genealogists thought that it meant love, but further studies showed that it was derived from Lovel, or L-O-V-E-L, or Lupellus for wolf pup. In France, the name morphed into the common French name Louveau. Lovell has had a presence in Ireland since the early 1300s. It was introduced into southeastern Scotland during the 12th century. Today, it's as Irish or Scottish as the historically significant names of Fitzpatrick and Bruce. Number 9, Hankins. This surname can have two origins. One is Anglo-German, which means a small son of Han or Han. In Flemish, it's just a diminutive of Johann. You might recall that Flemish is a form of Dutch, and it comes from Flanders, which is in northern Belgium. Dutch, like English, is a Germanic language. While the surname has a historic presence in Scotland, it's not among the common names there or anywhere else in the Isles. I think we're safe in calling Hankins an Anglo-German surname. 10. Spencer. The surname Spencer is mostly found in England, and it's of Norman origin. It was given to a person who dispensed provisions. Whenever I hear this name, though, my mind goes to Diana, Princess of Wales. Maybe yours does too. Spencer is not a common name in Scotland or Wales. It has a presence in Ireland, but I'm confident in saying that Spencer is an Anglo-Norman surname. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you got something meaningful out of our discussion. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Got to keep it growing. As always, I invite you to check out all the videos on The Vantage Point. If the man warrants it, I'll be back soon with another episode on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. I hope to see you then. God bless you and yours. Bye-bye.